Welcome back to Blood 2 The Chosen. Last time we caught up with the Downtown Express while already on a different express. Let's file a complaint.
Hey buddy, you alright? You look like hell. This is not my day.
There's a few civilians in the game that actually say things beyond their panicking voice clips. This one thinks his day was bad. We'll leave the last one alive for now, though.
Don't have much luck with trains, do you?
You just made your second mistake. You stuck around.
Oh, really? What was my first mistake?
Letting me live.
And Gideon just calmly glides away. While we're here, let's look at some concept art since there's not much that was actually cut from this level. Starting off with this image of Gideon looking suitably corporate and mystical. Pretty interesting concept for a villain, I suppose, though I'll leave it up to you whether execution is as interesting. Next up, we got the two variations of Cultist. First is the male, the look we've already seen in-game, and then the female. Seems in early production they had the idea of differentiating between the two genders of Cultists, but in the finished game we're stuck with variations of the same. While we're here, also note that the name of the level, Pickman Street Station, is a reference to a 1927 short story by H.P. Lovecraft, Pickman's Model, about a guy who makes brilliantly executed but horrifyingly graphic paintings. For trivia, it was also turned into a 1971 episode of the anthology series Night Gallery, which was more or less a supernatural horror-themed extension of the original The Twilight Zone, even sharing Rod Serling as host. Do you mind, sir? Caleb likes to break out into song a bit more than you'd expect from your sorta 90s anti-hero type.
Yeah, you gonna bark all day, little doggy, or you
nothing
gonna
at
fight?
all. Just keep walking. You saw nothing.
Well, okay, that's something I've never heard before. He's supposed to have two different lines here, one just at random when you get close, and another for when you actually press the use button on him, but apparently I managed to combine the two actions and he jumbled his clips in turn. And for our efforts at jumping, we're rewarded with a flashlight. Limited battery, but it's still handy at times.
That's gotta hurt.
No weapons allowed in here, buddy. Unless you buy it from me.
No, please.
Second Amendment rights properly demonstrated. Now let's move on. Caught that one off guard. Apparently this game has sneak attacks. And here we have our first new weapon of the game, the MAC-10 Submachine Gun. Its fire modes are the opposite of the pistol. Primary sprays bullets all over the place, while secondary extends the stock and holds the front strap to fire slowly and more accurately. It's pretty much a straight upgrade over the pistol, so there's little reason to keep using that, and the only reason to keep it around is to keep getting ammo for it. And the game somehow knew I'd say this, and reacted by denying me a bit of ammo. Dick. And immediately after that, we got our second new weapon in the flare gun. Ammo's a bit more limited, so I'll save the demonstration for later, but suffice to say it's not quite the step up the MAC-10 is. And we got a laundromat here. A nice touch compared to the first game is that there are several areas like this where there are just civilians hanging around doing their thing. Anyway, let's open up this laundry machine, and we're rewarded with a life seed. It's pretty much the big kego health of this game, pushing your health up to 100 points past its normal maximum. Phone call. Wait right there, I'm gonna answer this.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, Mr. Khalib. I'm with a market research firm, and we're doing a survey on computer games. This call is not an attempt to sell you anything. First question, are you currently, or have you ever been a character in a computer game?
You've gotta be kidding.
Well, that was enlightening. There's a few more phones you can answer across the game like this. I'll get as many as I can. Now, despite what I did for that washing machine and the phone, you generally don't want to use your knife to destroy objects because a lot of them explode, and explosions hurt. A lot. The path forward is blocked by fences, but if we head down, we can go into the canal and swim our way through. You can jump over the fence too if you really want, but it's slower.
Oh, you're dead.
And while we're traversing this part, I'll note that the sign over there has the O in Hello flickering, changing its name to Motel Hell, a reference to the 1980 movie the same name. More fences built in improbable locations, but this time we got a handy fire escape to help climb over them. You can go up to the second level, there's a bit more ammo up there. And we got a playground now, including a seesaw that actually moves when you walk over it. Simple stuff, but remember this game came out in 1998, where being able to push a box was the height of interactivity. Now, I was never an inner city kid, but multiple dumpsters right next to a playground strikes me as odd. Anyway, those will give us our path out of the level. Next time we're on a field trip to the museum, please have your fares ready by then.